Hey, welcome back to the Birdies and Bourbon podcast, everybody. Today we've got Jared on with Moxie Sticks with Cal and Dan. Jared, thanks so much for joining.
My pleasure, guys.
Yeah, so happy to have Jared on and talk about Moxie Sticks, do maybe, I guess, a quasi product review. But more importantly, let's get the first things out of the way. Jared, what are you sipping on tonight?
I'm sipping on some Avalor 12. So it is not a bourbon for me because I ran out of Booker's, but I am sipping on some whiskey. So Avalor being one of my favorites.
Fair enough. And the care package didn't make it for some reason, but I dropped you another one today. So hopefully that means a future recording for us, and we'll be able to get into that sample. So Dan, what you drinking?
I got some Bullet over here. Yep. Absolutely.
Going for the Bullet, hey? Yeah,
Yep.
I'm having a little Stag Junior myself. I like to call it the Terrell Hatton of bourbon.
There you go.
I don't pull it off the shelf often, but when I do, it never disappoints me.
There you go.
So Jared, let's unpack Moxie Sticks, man. Give us a little lowdown on what's going on.
Yeah, so Moxie Sticks only started, let's say, a couple of months ago now, and it's taken off. Thanks to a lot of support by some great guys who really enjoy this kind of bespoke golf life. The guys who are doing carry bags and a lot of Tyson type stuff, and I've been thankful. It kind of started as a challenge to myself, and I had a lot of leftover mahogany. I wanted to do something that was golf oriented, a little bit more bespoke, and give it a shot. Made a few, snapped a few, made some more, came out with something I liked, and it was really just started by myself. I was out on the range. I took a picture of them, and somebody else messaged me about, hey, those are really cool. Can you do one more? I said, yeah, absolutely. So I did one and steamrolled into more and more, and kind of centered around the quality, centered around customization. And it worked because I've actually got a strong woodworking background, and that's really kind of what kicked this off.
Well,
yeah,
really
I
cool.
love the fact that you're using the reclaimed wood. I mean, that's pretty awesome. That bringing something that otherwise wouldn't have a life, bringing it back to life. And I saw you've got Chris Craft boats, and you got some flooring, different types of wood. I said that's really awesome. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, the stories are going to create some sticks just in the round themselves. But every stick has a story. So I don't know if I'm getting too far into this or not for you yet, but do you give any kind of story or background with the sticks when you sell them?
Yeah, man, I couldn't have written that any better for you to ask me that question. That was going to be my next point here is yeah, absolutely. And so the first few sticks are all Chris Craft. They came off an old Chris Craft that I had rebuilt. Some others came off a 1942 Century wooden boat that I had rebuilt as well.
Oh, wow.
And the rest of them have been some flooring that came off of a house built in the late 1800s or mid 1800s. Rumor is it was actually owned by U.S. General. I don't have any paperwork confirming that, so I try not to guarantee that to people. But I do know that house was built in the mid 1800s. And that's a lot of what you're seeing now. If you look at the videos on Instagram, you see that flooring that's up there. It's actually decking. It was exterior grade decking. Out of Honduran mahogany. Before the war, we had a lot of Honduran mahogany. After that, we switched over to African mahogany and Filipino mahogany. So it's pretty rare. It's a lot lighter than you would think it would be. So a lot of guys comment, "Hey, you sure this is real wood?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I made it from scratch, and that's what we do. We literally make it from scratch. I mean, I cut. You can see some of the process videos, but you'll see me take it down, look for what we call the straightest grain, put it on a bandsaw, get that drum sander, planer, table saw, joiner, rip that down to 3/8, then hand plane it to an octagon, then run it through a dowel plate, then sand it, then seal it, sand it again before you're even close to the staining and the painting. Some guys like darker stains, some guys want a little bit lighter. And, we try and work with everybody to put something in their bag that they're really happy about and they can tell a story. And that's exactly right. Cal, when you said, each stick tells a story, it's exactly what we say is each set tells a story. We want something that you can talk about. And I joked around with my buddy Miles, who's a huge proponent of this and really kind of kicked me in the rear end to get it started. It was, I don't have a game that can talk loud enough. So I got to have something in my bag that can do the talking for me. And that's kind of the basis of this.
Yeah. Looking forward to getting a set myself. I won't won't bastardize anybody, but I'm looking forward to replacing a current set of sticks I have in the bag. And and oddly enough, man, we kind of happened upon each other across Instagram, and we were talking. Hey, when did we get started? When did you get started? And kind of the same time. I mean, there's a positive about COVID. I think it's given us all some time to reflect on, hey, what have we been looking to do, or what can we do in our free time? And I think both of us, or all three of us, have found something to drive some positive energy out into the world. So yeah, awesome that we could have that opportunity.
Yeah, mine also started with drinking too much, and then I switched over to woodworker. I realized how much whiskey I was going through, and I thought this should change.
Nice. Hey, Jared, how long did it take you to make a set of these sticks?
So that's a really good question, and one I'm asked often, and I have the hardest answer. It's at least a day. We had a couple of guys out for an event. So I recently ran a solstice event. It was my first event, which was a lot of fun. We did it out of Ballimore and Atlantic City, the two home clubs that I have. My membership has 3 clubs you can use. And we did 54 holes in a day, and I had a couple of guys, back at the house afterwards or the night before who made their own. And they got about halfway through and they were like, "This is ridiculous. I'm tired." I said, no, I get you, man. Keep going. But usually a couple hours, at least to get to everything down to scope before I seal it. Then you gotta let that sit overnight. So I can, if somebody's got a rush order and they say, "Hey man, I've got an event coming up. I really want these. I really want something cool." We just did a Chicago themed one. So I'd actually kind of hand painted the stars on there as well. So if you keep an eye out on Instagram, that should be up pretty soon. And that set came out pretty fantastic. I've been really happy with that. And we've also been experimenting. It's a small operation, man. It's just me and my brother-in-law, who's doing some painting for me as well. And he's been fantastic, but it's allowed me to start experimenting with getting a little bit crazy with designs. And we'll have a Ryder Cup edition coming out in the next couple months as well. We're working on that of what I can do. And I'm going to be really excited about that. And I'll give you guys a picture when I get a chance of what I have in mind. But I think that one's going to be really cool. I'm really proud of what we've done so far with that.
Hey, we'll drop it again, but where can people find you at?
Sure. It's so the Instagram is going to be Moxie Sticks, and then the website's www.moxiesticks.com. And then just message us on Instagram or through the website. You'll see kind of our general standard sticks and pricing up there. And then you can also hit us up with some custom stuff. If you got a Mac bag that you were trying to match, or you have something special, you got yourself a custom made putter and you got the color scheme you love, just let us know. That's a lot of what we do. It's funny. People are like, "Hey, can I get red and blue?" And I go, about 50 shades of red and 50 shades of blue. Let's get a little more detail, man. What are you trying to match? You're trying to match, what are you trying to make? Are you trying to make your wife happy? Is that her colors? Talk to me. So, and we've done that too. So I did a husband and wife team up down North Carolina for a guy I admire, and his wife wanted these Tiffany blue and black set, and he wanted something like West Virginia color. So we did that, and they've both been over the moon. They send me pictures all the time, and I love it.
Oh, sweet, man.